Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. What's up? As you can see, back in the days, Tupac was the little guy under them. Cube is who he inspired to be like, to be free to tell his own stories. But Cube, some tension, he still is the same sour dude he was back in the day. This man goes on podcasts and takes shots at Tupac every chance he gets. Dog. And this was somebody who had your back. Like, what's going on? Like, dog. NWA was like the group at the time. And Q broke out with the movie roles, and then Pac came in and did his thing. And then Pac took his place and Poetic Justice, and that pissed him off because he wanted to make changes to the script. He didn't like how Lucky beat up his homeboy for a girl he just met. So he was salty about that. But you kept wanting to change the script and the character of Lucky because of your ego, because of you Ice Cube. And John didn't have time for that. John's like, I know the story I'm trying to tell. It's really about justice. So we going Justice and Lucky and how they met and really bringing justice back to the light, because at the incident, she went dark. So it was like they both saved each other. He was trying to tell a story. Cube didn't care about that. Cube cares about Cube. And that's it. That's all he cares about. So you got to put that into perspective. Take that with you however you want to take it. But, we did this on The Truth Behind. And when he had the last words with him and Ice-T on there on his second album, and they showed the footage of them working on the album back in the day. Then came the Dear Mama controversy, where after all these years, it was a sample from It's a Man's World with Yo-Yo on there. And he had Yo-Yo part in there. It won't be a damn thing without a woman's touch. And the person who had the sample in there for It's a Man's World, King Assassin, who did the track, said that, man, he did the original Dear Mama track that most people never heard until it came out. I think when Tupac's mom died, Assassin put it out, and you can see it on YouTube. And he did an interview on Art of Dialogue talking about it. But he said he believed Ice Cube did that. Cube was the one to take that song, wouldn't clear the song and the sample, and that from that day on, it was on. Yep. So Cube has been taking shots though. This is what get me. Cube has been taking shots at Tupac all the time. Pac is not even with us no more, and his legacy is still haunting Ice Cube. Cube, you did all that work in hip hop, and yet he feels like he got to defend himself and let people remind him who he was, because now everybody is Pac. Even younger generations who was dead, who wasn't even born when he was alive, Pac was dead and gone. These kids was born after that, and they still talking about Tupac in their top 5. They never even knew the dude. So he's living forever. Now, Ice Cube is a very shiesty human being, man. He's a very shiesty dude. All you got to do is look at his past. If you look at Ice Cube's past, look at who he rapped with and what he did. I mean, you got a dude in jail doing life with the lynch mob, how he screwed them over. He used the lynch mob. He used everybody. He get what he need from them. Then he moves on. He went from the lynch mob to where he go from there. He had his own cousin mad at him, who was writing his raps. He got mad at him. Didn't want to pay him. Put him out there on Front Street. Then he went to the West Side Connection. Look what happened with that. Cypress Hill. Look how he crossed Cypress Hill. Outlaw. Listen. Outlaw. I did the video. I inspired the video that you talking about. I did the truth behind this already. Now I'm saying it's continuing after his demise. That's how bad it is for Cube. Cube has to continuously find a way to try to make himself relevant by taking shots and jabs at a person that isn't even here anymore. All of a sudden, he's the Don. He went from that to the Don. I was like, okay, so you the Don Mega crew. You the Don Mega Cube. You the Don Mega. All of a sudden, when West Side Connection turned around, he the Don. He ain't never been no Don. He ain't never called himself a Don. Until then, Pac knew, okay, now I see what you're trying to do. He is so lucky Tupac didn't get a chance to, because you was finna get it. You was next. You and that West Side Connection, y'all was next. Y'all was next on that list, homeboy. On bow down. I'm the motherfucking Don. Big fish in the little pond. I'm like, dude, you the Don? Oh my God. I mean, Cube and Pac was hitting yo. He didn't care about that. That wasn't his concern. Now, Pac was on, I mean, not Pac, Cube was on $1 million worth of game. He named 15.
The legend, Ice Cube's top 5 rappers of all time.
Lord have mercy, man.
And then we can let you go.
Damn. Top 5. That's hard, man. You know, I got to.
Yeah, that's what we asked over here. We asked the hard
15.
questions over here.
Top 15. Yeah. I go, I go back to guys who set the bar.
Come on.
So, one of my first greatest, I'm gonna say, is Melly Mel.
That's one.
Another great
The Message.
Yeah, man. The message is something.
Broken glass everywhere. People piss. I ain't gonna go into that.
Another great MC. I believe who taught everybody that they needed to bring more style to their rhymes. KRS-One.
2.
You know, another guy that is my favorite of all time, who introduced consciousness on another level into rap, and never wavered. And I get that to Chuck D. Another one is another trendsetter who, you know, is one of my OGs, who helped the West Coast get on the map, Ice-T.
4.
And, you know, after that, man, it's a few, man. Damn. I mean, Snoop is one of my favorite rappers of all time. So is Biggie, so is
6,
Jay-Z, so is
7,
Nas.
8.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we got rappers like Kaz on the West Coast. That's crazy.
Miami Life with any price.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that can spit. Eminem,
10.
one of the best that ever touched the mic.
Slim Shady.
Yeah. Lil Wayne, god damn.
Weezy.
11.
Lil Wayne is nasty with it. And you know, it's a few more out there that's crazy that I probably ain't. Black Thought.
12.
Philly.
Black Thought is
Yes. Tariq.
monster. Lord have mercy. I hate to leave out anybody. Did I say Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. You know. Yeah.
You only got 2 more.
Damn. Let me go backwards then, man. If I got 2 more, man, I'm gonna say Slick Rick.
You said Slick already.
Did I say Slick Rick?
Yeah.
I say Slick.
You did? Oh, okay. That's 14 then.
Slick Rick. Damn.
Who's the lucky 15th?
Shit.
That was hard. We got Cube.
Yeah,
We got
I
him.
know.
Got the legend.
Got the legend thinking.
Man, I'm gonna just leave that last one blank, man, for everybody who.
That's a smart
I
choice.
like they shit.
That's a smart choice. So anybody come, you ain't put me in the top 15.
Yes,
Nigga,
I
you
did,
was
man.
15th. Nigga, I couldn't remember you, but I knew.
It's
Now, in his top 15, he went out of his way not to put Tupac in there. You put Snoop Dogg over Tupac. Snoop. Over Pac. You put Eminem over Pac. And you from the West Coast. I told you, this dude still don't like Pac to this day. I've tried to tell y'all don't believe me. Ice Cube is a very shiesty, like bitter dude, man. Like for real, he is that guy. Look at Mac 10. Mac 10 got in a fight with his wife's, Ice Cube wife's brother or cousin or whatever. Knowing that the cousin was out of line, Cube is scared of his wife. He's been scared of him for years. She runs Ice Cube. Ice Cube was the guy on tour that couldn't get no hoes. He was the only guy on the tour that couldn't get no hoes. Let that sink in. You on a tour with NWA, all these girls coming in the room, you the only one couldn't get no women. They used to tease him. Like, dog, you could rap, man. You could rap all these rounds, man. You ain't got no game. Jose said, I thought I was petty. Not like Cube. Oh, Cube is a mug. Oh, he was always jealous of Pac. He's jealous of it now because Pac, even in death, is whooping his ass at every turn. Every turn he's whooping him. Chris, you're not from the West Coast, though. If you from the West and you saying that Tupac ain't in your top 10, something's wrong. But it ain't wild if you know why. Pac has been everywhere. Merchandise, everywhere you go in LA is Pac, Pac, Pac. Pac had the Latino community. He had all of it. Q was pissed. I'm going to tell you another guy who got jealousy too. Ice-T. The two dudes Pac had on his record, the two dudes that Pac looked up to, it just ain't as deep with Ice-T. But he harbors a little bit of like, man, y'all forgot about me. And what I used to be that guy. And they don't talk about me enough. He got a little bit of that bitterness. Because he was the one, not Ice Cube. Cube was never that. It was Ice-T who bridged that gap so that Ice Cube could come over to New York and do his first album with the Bomb Squad. So if it wasn't for Ice-T, Ice-T was the guy that was bridging the East Coast and West Coast. He was that connect. He was the guy that could come out there and say, hey, this Ice-T, blah, 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 blah. He was accepted on the East Coast. He was in New Jack City, which was on the East Coast. Ice-T was that guy. So when he was the one who could go to the East Coast, tell the West Coast acts when they come out there what to do. Hey, yo, this is what you do, man. It's MC Ice-T. Yo, I'm going to tell you. Hey, when you come over here, you just got to show love, man. Just show love. Don't come in here with that arrogance. You check that at the door. New York, they're going to sense that. They already don't like you because you're from the West. So you got to break that down. Yeah. And then I want to meet you, this Bambat, this the Zulu Nation. Like he bring in the whole Zulu Nation in there. And the Zulu Nation, they all plug with them. They know and respect New York. So if you come in and you got the respect of those dudes, it hits a lot harder. Now, NWA came in and was like, F all that. I ain't got to kiss nobody's ass. And that's just, so it came up to a situation where people was like, these guys, how did they do this? This is crazy. And Q came in like, yo, I'm going to do it my way. And I don't care who don't like it. So he was like, look, T, I paid my own way. And Kim said, I ain't got to do all that. Kim was like, that's right. You ain't got to do nothing. You Ice Cube. He's Ice-T. Okay? He's T. But you a Cube. You cold. You more cold than Ice-T. Because see, Ice-T, you don't need an ice cube in the Ice-T to make it cold. Yeah, you right, babe. Yeah, you right. So Q went over and got with Public Enemy from the Bomb Squad. He didn't go through the Zulu Nation. He went straight to Bomb Squad. He went over there and did a song with them, slept on the floor in the studio. No, they don't want to admit that. See, that's the problem. They want to omit it. They don't want to admit it. They want to omit it. Now, the part that I agree with Ice Cube about, and it always bothers him, is Tupac's biggest song to get him the notoriety was Hit 'Em Up. And he got No Vaseline. Now, No Vaseline is #1 all time in my book. And they made Hit 'Em Up #1. And that really. But to go on radio and go on the air and disrespect in a disrespectful tone, if you listen to what he was saying and how he was saying it, it was totally, he slighted it because Tupac was ahead of him. He didn't like that.
I read this lineup the other day with the best diss records. You were like #3. I think Hit 'Em Up 3. Yeah, I was like, what? No Vaseline? No Vaseline was #3. Even though it was a
Who's #1? Man?
Tupac, Hit 'Em Up.
Come on, man.
And
How's Tupac #1 when he needed help on that record? Me, No Vaseline, One MC.
You want to hear who's
I
number
took
2?
out who?
Ether, Nas.
Nah, man. I love Nas, but it's not. Me. Took out 4 and the manager.
Wow.
I mean, damn. Got to give me credit for that. Group was over. I don't know if they made another record after that.
And that's true. They never made another record after that. They were done. But you can tell he does not like it. He does not like it. He hates the fact that they bring that even up of Tupac and Hit 'Em Up over his record. He hates that. He feels he's a better rapper than Tupac. And that he's more versatile than Tupac. And Tupac was emulating him his whole career. Cube was the one that was into the Black Muslim. And when he started doing those songs going back and forth, but he was like, man, Pac was studying me. He was watching me. He came up to me and said, man, I want to, but Pac, that's not the truth. First of all, on Hit 'Em Up, I'm going to tell you right now, Pac didn't need the Outlaws, okay? He didn't need help on the record, Cube. That's where you're wrong. He used the record and the opportunity to break out the Outlaws. He was smart. He knew, I put my guys on this record, my young guys. Now people are going to be like, who is that? He going to be like, who is that? Who them dudes? Them dudes is gone. Those dudes. And even though they've been rapping with Pac, they never had the notoriety until Hit 'Em Up came out. And the Outlaws came through and was spitting. So them being on the record highlighted the Outlaws, which he's finna sign on his label. So it makes sense. Now you know who they are. You know their names. You know, before they was just a bunch of niggas. Now they got names. You know, like, oh, Hussein Fade. You know all of them then. Idi Amin, they were all saying their names. So you knew they had an identity. For the first time, the Outlaws had an identity. So he didn't need to. Pac could have did Hit 'Em Up by himself, and it would have been the same impact it got now. It probably been worse. If you just take the Outlaws verses off and you put Tupac on there, have him going off on them 2 verses, and then you play the end with Pac. You think that song don't do what it's gonna do? that song gonna do with that. That song is still gonna be impactful. Even though Pac ain't had the best verse on Hit 'Em Up, it was the most impactful from the start. That's why, big you fat mother, to kick the song off. I said, whoa, before the beat drop, that's what you hear. I ain't got no mother and friends. That's why, you fat mother. And right after that, right? Pac didn't need help on the record, Q. He did for you. I'm gonna tell you, you was in the sights, buddy. You was finna get it. You was finna get it. You was right on the railroad tracks. You was trying to get rid of Pac and ride his wave, and that was not finna go over well. Not by a long shot, buddy. You messed up. Yeah, HD Vision, his career still bothers him because he don't have that respect like Pac did. He was like, I did this, I did that, I did that. But
I read this. You bigged up 50 years of hip hop. I read this lineup the other day with the best diss records. You were like number 3. I think Hit 'Em Up was. Yeah, I was like, what? No Vaseline. No Vaseline was number 3. Even though it was
who's number 1, man?
Tupac, Hit 'Em Up.
Come on, man.
And
how's Tupac number 1 when he needed help on that record? Me, No Vaseline, One MC.
You want to hear who's
I
number
took
2?
out who?
Ether, Nas.
Nah, man. I love Nas, but it's not. One motherfucker, me, took out 4 niggas and the manager.
Wow.
I mean, damn. Got to give me credit for that. Group was over. I don't know if they made another record after
you.
Now, I tell you, every time you say it, it's disrespectful. You name 15 top rappers of all time, and you don't even mention Tupac. You don't even put Tupac in there at all. You put Eminem in there over Tupac. How you gonna put Eminem in there? Who next? 50 Cent? You put Snoop over Pac. I don't know a human being that would put Snoop over Pac. I don't even think Snoop will put Snoop over Pac. Snoop be, man. Nephew said that? Nah, cuz. I can't rock with that one. I don't think I would put myself over him. Right. It's like crazy. The list was wild, B. And the fact that the list was so wild, it was like, damn, is that how you really feel? You put Biggie Smalls over him. And Biggie only had like 2 albums. So I'm like, damn, he only had 2 albums. You put Lil Wayne over Tupac. And ain't no way in hell. I like Wayne too, but Wayne ain't Pac. In no way, shape, or form. I like Raz Cass, but I ain't gonna put him over Pac. No way. No, ain't no way in hell. can spit. I know what Raz can do. Soul on ice, baby. I didn't know Ice Cube was a hater like that. Yeah, he blocked the Dear Mama sample and everything. He was a jealous, lying, thieving individual. He stole Cypress Hill's song and lied about it. And then gonna try to use it on his record on the Friday. And they was like, dude, like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, what is wrong with this Ice Cube dude? I thought he was aight. And Be Real knew, like, dog, we get high every day, so we ain't that high to not know what's going on. And then they act like, once again, playing victim, they trying to cross me. He didn't care about Yo-Yo. He didn't care about him messing with Yo-Yo. Like, that, it wasn't a real big problem until like he was, like, Ice Cube felt like his authority over Yo-Yo was being, like, undermined. So he basically ended her career to prove a point. Like, she couldn't do nothing without Ice Cube. Ice Cube wrote the records. So he was like, I'm writing for you. So everything got to get approved by me. Or, because Tupac, I mean, like, Ice Cube never released it. Now, No Vaseline is the best diss record of all time. Without a doubt, that's the best diss record of all time. But for somebody to say Tupac Hit 'Em Up is number one, you already know the people who making that list. They gonna say that because it's the most popular diss record of all time. Only when Straight Outta Compton movie came out did the people, the younger audience, get familiar with No Vaseline. They didn't know how brutal it was. I was in the movie theater, and when they play that scene, when No Vaseline hit, and Ice Cube's son is dropping the lines, ain't no way in hell. The whole movie theater, when they cut the record, the whole movie theater go, oh, like it was brand new. I swear to God, the whole movie theater, and I've seen it in a lot of different movie theaters, it was the same reaction. The hood was lit. Hood was mad. I told you that. He cooked them, nigga. He cooked them. Man, it was, young people didn't know what was going on. They was, damn, I never heard this record. And they was downloading it. I'm going to download it. It's called No Vaseline. Oh, yeah, they got it. I'm like, they're young. That's all you're going to say. They're young. They don't know. So it became, No Vaseline was streaming again for the first time ever. Well, Darnell, it all depends on how old you are. Really, if you go back to when No Vaseline came out, it wasn't as impactful, no, because there wasn't a music video for it. There's a music video for Hit 'Em Up. There was no music video for No Vaseline. No Vaseline is not even named on the album, like, really. You know, it was the end of the tape song. Like, the album ends and then the tape was still run, and then it go, gotta do something. Oh, it ain't over, mother. And then right at the end, the very last song of one of the best albums in hip hop history. Now, Tupac has never made an album better than Death Certificate by Ice Cube. So if we want to spit facts, these are facts. Ice Cube got one of the best albums in hip hop history in Death Certificate. And Tupac has never made an album better than Death Certificate. You get Tupac's best album and try to put that up against Death Certificate. It don't make it. Not an album. I tried to get Me Against the World. I've tried to do all of them. They don't beat Death Certificate. You don't believe it? Name one. Name a Tupac album right now. I'm telling y'all the truth. Cube is a hater. Pac ain't here no more. He's still just hating on the dude. Ain't no way in hell Tupac ain't gonna not be omitted from top 15 rappers of all time. That just don't make sense. Even if you didn't like you can't take that away from him. Who you gonna say? Drake's up there? Makaveli album is better than Death Certificate. Twizzo, you done bumped your head. You need to go listen to Death Certificate one more time. Listen to Death Certificate one more time. You must have bumped your head. You don't really know how good Death Certificate was. Let's look at Death Certificate. 97% of the people like that album. 97%. It has been voted one of the best albums in hip hop history, or at least in the top 5. Now, he is a hater. Cube is a bona fide hater. But one thing for certain, that album ain't been nothing like it. It ain't been nothing like this. Now, let's go to the track listing. Look at this. The death side and the life side. It was 2 sides, right? The #1 rap album of all time is It Take a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. That's probably the best rap album of all time. Take a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Now, from this side, this was basically vintage Ice Cube, right? And then this is what he called the deaf side. The wrong Negro to F with. Summer Vacation, what he saw then. Steady Mobbing, a bomb. The Robert Lynch intro. Giving Up the Nappy Dugout, classic. Look Who's Burning. A bird in the hand is worth more than a bush. Talking about, hey, dog, y'all ain't gave us no option. The government, everything. Man's best friend is a gun. That's what it is now. You can keep Red 1010. In the 1990s, only a cat is a man's best friend. Right? Alive on Arrival. Then they had the death with Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And then he turned on him. Then he did the birth side, where he's awakened. And then this side of the album is entirely different and more epic than anything you could ever imagine. Now, this is him when he's making his transition into, okay, now let's talk about it. This is my transition to Islam and everything else. Then it's I Want to Kill Sam about Uncle Sam. Horny little devil. White guys targeting black women now. And they want the black women now. So they going after the horny little devils. Then he got Black Korea, with the Koreans buying up all the markets in the black communities. Because you can't turn the ghetto into Black Korea. That song's only 46 seconds. It's a 46-second song. Which point that showed what was happening in the community over in Los Angeles and South Central, how the Koreans had cornered the market and buying up all the markets over there. True to the game. Be true to the game. Then Colorblind. All the sellouts, that's true to the game there. Colorblind, doing dumb when you was a kid. Doing dumb stuff as a kid. Yep. And then Us, which was a great song. It pointed the finger at black folks doing stupid stuff all the goddamn time and blaming everybody else. Us. We'll always sing the blues because all you care about is hairstyle and tennis shoes. And if you stepped on mine, you push the button because I beat you down like you ain't nothing, just like a beast. But I'm the first one to holler out, peace, black man. I beat my wife and children to a pulp. When I get drunk and smoke dope, got a bad heart condition. Still eating hog maws and chitlins. Got no money in my pocket and I'm jobless. Still hoping on the armed forces. Go to church and they tease us with a picture of an all-white Jesus. They used to call me Negro. And on all this time, I'm still buzzing up the sheep road. And they know it. And I'm having more babies than I really can afford. In jail because I can't pay the mother. Held back in life because of my color. Now this is just a little summary of us. But y'all think it's dumb of me to hold a mirror to your face. But trust, nobody gives a fuck about us. Hey, he was kicking so much knowledge on this album. He was kicking so much knowledge on this album. Then No Vaseline comes in at the end. Oh, there's a 20th anniversary. They got some other new songs on here. Okay, they added 3 new songs on the 20th anniversary. Dominate the Week, Good Cop, Bad Cop, and Only One Me. Okay. But this is about 20 records. You got like a double CD on one song. On one album. And you want to compare this to Makaveli? You think Makaveli is his best album he ever made? Wow. Here we go. 7 Day Theory. Track listing. It's only 12 songs. Very impactful album. But this is the angry album. Everybody likes Hail Mary except for me. Bomb First. I love Bomb First, but Toss It Up. This is like an angry album almost. It's like a venting album. To Live and Die in LA, QD3 did that. Blasphemy, another one talked to, I love this. And then he did Life as an Outlaw. Love that song with the Outlaws. The Riding Track, Just Like Daddy. Another classic. Heard 'em Bad did a lot of production on this. Crazy. Oh, that was Big D did that. Okay. Well, Badass was on the album White Man's World. Me and My Girlfriend. Big D and Heard 'em Bad did that. Oh. Hold Your Head. And Against All Odds was Heard 'em Bad again. So yeah, he was everywhere with it. Yeah, he produced down there the whole album. But this don't hold weight. This album does not hold weight up there with that. To me, Me Against the World is still the best album he put out. This is If I Die Tonight, Me Against the World, So Many Tears, Temptation, Young Man, Heavy in the Game, Lord Knows, Dear Mama, It Ain't Easy, Can You Get Away, Old School, F the World, Death Around the Corner, Outlaw. Man, are you crazy? Are you crazy? This whole album is insane. You can't miss, it ain't a miss on this album. Ain't a miss on this album, man. God, this is like a greatest hits album. And it's all on one album. I think people just really don't know. They really don't know. And as great as this album is, it ain't touching Death Certificate. My mama had that album. Yeah, I know. This was the introspective Tupac. This was the album they didn't even know he could make. But the young, black, angry, militant Tupac, oh my goodness. Like, this is just thugged out Pac. This is the militant Pac right here. Strictly for my nigga. That's the Pac right there. Holla if you hear me. Yeah, this was the one that got it popular because I get around and keep your head up. I barely listen to that. I was the holla if you hear me. To the sellouts living it up one way or another, you be giving it up. I was like, yeah! I choose to be violent. Holla if you hear me. I was like, yeah! Holla if you hear me. I was like, man, are you kidding me? That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. But when you got Ice Cube, who's been out here running the same narrative over and over again, and you didn't want to clear the sample for Tupac off of the original Hit 'em Dear Mama album, I knew you was headed down the wrong path. I knew that. When you didn't want to clear that sample, you was gone. It was going to come down to you to make that decision. You would have to clear that sample. And when you didn't give the clearance for that sample, and they interviewed you on Out of Dialogue. They interviewed Assassin on Art of Dialogue, who did the original. He knew.
She was called right there because she knows hip hop, but she can't be like the shot caller of saying, hey, you can't use, everything has to be approved by Ice Cube at the end of the day.
Later in the interview, Assassin affirmed.
Yeah, Assassin.
About it, because Yo-Yo's his friend. He thought Ice Cube was his friend, you know what I mean? And after that, yeah, it went from, I think Ice Cube kind of lost his clout with Tupac at that point.
Despite the dare.
Yeah, Pac was supposed to be on the tour with him, but he didn't make it. Thug Life was it. That's what got the thugs motivated, the guys in the streets. When Thug Life album came out, yeah, that was it. That was the street dudes. Straight Ballin' was every street dude's anthem. So, yeah, the whole thing with the battle with Common, Tupac was in jail. And he was like, man, I would have been on Ice Cube's side had I been out. He's like, had I been out, I'd have been on his side. Now, that's crazy. And that's what Gaddafi was, not Gaddafi, but Castro was saying right here.
Was going through their beef, like they was dissing each other. And I remember Pop was like, see, man, if I was cool with Q right now, I'd be going that comment for him. But now I'm staying out of it.
Pac may have.
Yep. He's like, I'm staying out of it. I would have been going at comment. And Q he didn't show no support to Pac, nothing. So when Hit 'Em Up come out, right, and all this, Q's just disrespectful, man. You know, it's a bitterness, and it's like the man's gone.
Me personally, I ain't got to diss. If I'm mad at you, trust me, I can think of 5 verses for you, just you. I don't have to go at your family and your kin and your kids and, you know, your whole life.
In August 19th.
Yeah, you see, he taking shots at Hit 'Em Up. Like, man, you gotta diss your kids and everybody. You know, I could just diss you. I ain't gotta go after your kids, your wife, and none of that. He's still trying to tear down Tupac. Look, I'm the MF and Don. What is this? Oh, okay. Somebody sent me a message. My bad. But yeah, he talking about I'm the MF and Don. Knowing he got that from him. He was Makaveli the Don, now you the Don. It's like, man, he was going to smack Ice Cube in the mouth. And I didn't blame him. No, I was checking my phone. I got a message that came up in here. So I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm trying to figure out how they get my number. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I told you, my boy Go, he the biggest J. Cole fan I know. So he hitting me up right now. He saw my J. Cole video. He was Carcino, stop doubting Cole, man. I said, Cole soft PTSD has let us down. Cold, soft PTSD has let us down, man. That's just all it is. You know, he can only rap when he ain't having a mental health day. You know, you ain't built for this, man. Go sit in the court. I told you, I'll be getting hit up all the time, man. This is crazy.
Swift Promotions live tomorrow, right here at the 2300 Arena. We got Dylan Price, Camille Mobley, Quincy.
Oh, great. That stuff don't make me jealous. Don't you hate when your ex or a girl you used to mess with try to act like you ain't on it? Man, you know what I'm saying? You just ain't on it. I'd be like, I'm not. You boring. I'm boring. What's not boring? Oh, you want to go out and show your whole body and do all this stuff at the club and knock yourself out. And you send it to me like that's hurting me. It's Libra season. Then go on ahead, celebrate it. Knock yourself out. I hope all of y'all have a great time. See, that's one thing about Instagram. I could just hit the heart button, and I'm gone. I'm gone. Okay, you got your heart. Okay, heart. I'm out. I don't want it no more. Okay, I'm good. Not venting. I just looked at it, man. I just saw it right here. So it ain't venting. I'm just like, wow, it's just desperation. It is. It's like complete desperation, man. So when you look at the totality of everything that's going on with all of the stuff that they do is just like extra. And then she sends me a sign saying, "Oh, I miss my nigga." And I'm like, who's that supposed to be? Am I supposed to try to play the mystery game? It's like, I have no time. Right. I have no time for this. I'm glad y'all are having a blast. Who is I miss my nigga? Am I the nigga? Am I supposed to be saying, oh, am I the guy? Who's the guy? I don't care. Miss it all you want. You want. Ice Cube worth $100 million and still never will outrank Tupac. All right, impact, legacy are worth a lot more than money. By the way, pop music catalog is worth over $300 million. I mean, he's iconic. Don't wish death on nobody, but if Cube passed, will his music transcend over? He will get a one-day mention of like, man, we gonna miss Cube. Cube was great. Cube was this and that, and it will fade away. Public Enemy, X-Clan. Of course, she wants to make me jealous. Of course, because I'm not there. It's her birthday. I'm not there. I'm not involved. I'm not. I said happy birthday. That's all. Guess how much that cost me? Guess how much it cost me to say happy birthday? And I didn't lose no money. I lost more money on the damn basketball game than I spent saying happy birthday. All I can do here is hit the heart button. Beep. That's it. Absolutely. All right. Well, happy birthday to you, bro. Of course, that's the obvious, right? But guess what I'm going to do? Not spend that kind of money on her. So, yes, sir. I'm out. But to see Q still hating on Tupac after all these years, man, it's like, bro, you look real bad out here. The fact that you didn't put Tupac in the top 15, that just did it right there. That did it for me. Yeah, I'm too boring. I like to stay indoors a lot. I don't like to go out and club it. I'm like, I've done all this. Like, I'm like, babe, I've done all this to the extreme. You're talking to somebody who partied with Floyd Mayweather. Like, what more do you want from me? I'm exhausted. I never was the real club guy, but if you with him, you ain't going to no one club. I'm like, you go to your one friend, you go out to the club. You hanging out with Floyd, you go to clubs, plural. You got a drink in your hand and everybody leaving. You're like, what, we're leaving? And then you get on a bunch of buses, Mercedes buses, right? And they all like these little bitty compacted buses, and you think they small until you get on them. You're like, oh, okay, there's some room in it. And you get on these little Mercedes buses, and they all lined up in a row, and they just zzz, and we go into the next club. We jump out the Mercedes buses, and we headed into the next club. There's only one problem. My car is parked at one of these clubs, and I'm like, I got to get back to my car. So I can't stay here. Ice-T don't have an issue with Pac. Ice-T just have an issue with the fact that people omit him out of the conversation sometimes, and they put Pac up there. Pac was the biggest bridge between New York and I remind people, and I went on there and he retweeted my tweet when I was like, no. Ice-T was the bridge between East Coast and West Coast. You know, it's like people didn't realize that he was the first bridge. Pac was next after him to do that. But if he wouldn't have been able to do that or have that extreme, if it wasn't for Ice-T know the East Coast. He know where to go and how to move, and he good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why he could do New York do the cop show in New York. He did New Jack City in '89. I'm like, that was in '89. And he's on the East Coast. Absolutely. I've always looked at Ice Cube as like one of the GOATs. You know, like he's one of them. They can say what they want and try to discredit him, but Cube has always looked at it by us as one of the GOATs. He's one of the legends of the game. So to have that go in a way that just doesn't make any sense, I don't even understand that myself. Get Rich or Die Trying better than that album? Hell no. Get Rich to me is not. I play the Massacre album more than I play that album. Get Rich is a great album, but one of the biggest misconceptions of that album is that Dr. Dre is responsible for that album. He gets a lot more credit than he deserves. Get Rich or Die Trying beats are better. I don't know. I don't know, bro. The Massacre is way more harder. It's a harder album than Get Rich. Get Rich is the polished, commercialized album. You know, this is the commercial songs. We're going to get all these commercial hits out. You know, I get high all the time. You know, you got all these commercial songs, PIMP. When you get to Massacre, nigga screw their face up at me. On some real shit, son, they don't want beef. I got that and that shit out the window. And you niggas better lay down. Niggas just lay down. Man, that Massacre is crazy. I put Soft ride when them gats explode. Man, I said, then right after that, it's just hit. It start off hit. I said, ooh, that massacre was a monster. Y'all was asleep. I wasn't. It's just that what happened was this. People were starting to get 50 Cent exhaustion. Because you had the G-Unit album come out, you got the mixtapes, you got all this stuff going on. Then you got this album, then you got the Get Rich Die Trying soundtrack come right after that, and then you got the movie. You were exhausted. It was like 50 Cent exhaustion within those 2 years. It was so much material out in 2 years. All the hits that's on Massacre. God, this is 50. I really don't play that. I ain't got to get you. I get off myself and not to say this shit. Man, Fifth was in his bag on that Massacre album. Hey, y'all insane. I don't listen to Get Rich hardly too much at all. I listen to about 3-4 songs off Get Rich. That's the commercial album. I say that's the commercial 50 Cent album. I'm not really a Get Rich guy like that. If I'm gonna listen to real 50, I'm playing Massacre. That's the 50 Cent I came to see. That's the 50 Cent I came to buy. I'm listening to Massacre. Oh yeah, I ain't saying Get Rich ain't Many Men is the biggest standout of that song, of the album. But I ain't saying that. Right, in my hood. Right, that's what I'm saying. The first 5 songs on the Massacre album are monsters. So I'm like, my goodness. Man, yeah, I gotta get ready to get out of here, man. It's 8:30. Y'all got me in here. I'll be all night talking about some doggone rap. Y'all have me up here. We be going over albums. It be like 5 hours going by. Let me get up out of here. All right, y'all. Shouts out to Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez coming in here. Appreciate that. Trish came up in here earlier. Shouts out to her channel. Welcome to HDII TV, Armando Black TV, Kwame Brown Bus Life. I'm about